I welcome on Europedia, and this particular video is related to the 5 most common myths which are related to admission in top global universities. You know what stops Indian students from getting admission in top universities like Massachusetts, Harvard, Stanford, Oxford, Cambridge, Princeton? What stops Indian students from getting admission in these universities is their own thinking and their misbelief, I must say, and some kind of myths. What are the 5 most common myths which I have seen among the students in India when they try to apply for top global universities? Let me share with you these 5 myths. First of the most common myths is good academic credential is required. Students strongly believe that we cannot get admission in Harvard unless until we are from some top reputed institutes in India. Like if I am not from IITs, from NITs, from top institutes like IIMs or something from where I have done my masters or graduation, I may not get admission in top schools in globally in different countries. That is a myth, because what my observation is, like 80 to 90% of the students from India who go to these top universities are from ordinary colleges. So you do not require a very big name, no doubt your name helps, but the statistics says that 80% of the Indian students who are joining these top universities are from ordinary college with ordinary credentials. When I say ordinary credential, that simply means somewhere around 7 CGPA in graduation if you are going for masters and direct PhD, or 7 CGPA in masters if you are going for PhD programs. If you are from ordinary college with the 7 CGPA or maybe even less than 7 CGPA, that will stop you from applying in these universities, largely because of your thinking and because of this myth that unless until I am from IIT and my CGPA is more than 8.5, I may not get admission in this. That is the most common myth which students have. Second is very high GRE and IELTS score is required. Let me tell you, GRE and IELTS are only requirements for cutoff. They simply want that you should have some fair idea about English as a language. They don't want that you should be extraordinarily good in these subjects. They want fair, good idea that you are in position to understand English, you are in position to speak English, and GRE score should be relatively okay. And in GRE also, they don't expect very high in verbal. They want, if you are from India, then your quantitative score should be more than 155. Verbal 150 plus, quant 155 plus, that's okay. And during COVID, so they did not even ask for GRE score. Top universities in US, they did not even ask for GRE score during COVID. And that trend is still going on. So they observed that even if someone is not clearing GRE, he's a right candidate, he's a good student. So why do we need it? So this is the second common myth among Indian students, that unless until my GRE is more than 325 or IELTS is more than 8 band, I may not get admission in top schools globally. That is another myth. Let me share with you third myth. Many students think that if from graduation to direct PhD, or from masters to PhD, or for BTech to masters or BSc to masters or any graduation to masters, if we want to apply, we need to have good publication. Our research background should be good. That is another myth. Professors do not expect much from you. If you are a graduate, they don't expect much from you. Only they expect is that you should be clear in what you want to do and you should be clear in what you have done. आपने जो किया है और आप जो करने वाले हो वो clear हो. I am not saying that if your publication does not help you. If your publication, it helps you. But again, I'll quote the statistics here. More than 80% of the students who are getting admission in top schools, top universities globally for higher education, they do not have even a single publication. Forget about graduation, I am talking about the post graduation. If you are going from post graduation to doctorate, even then you do not have publication. That is the statistics. Next myth is lots of money will be required. The single most important point which you should keep in your mind is when you apply for abroad, that money is not required. If you are going for MS there, banks will give you loan and you need not to have money from your parents. Not even some kind of I'll say bank security or something is required. If you get admission in particular universities, then bank will not even ask for collateral or some kind of security. Bank will not ask for collateral. So you should basically get admission in particular universities, then collateral is not required. So if you get admission in particular university and go to the bank, they will give you the loan. And for direct PhD after graduation or masters to PhD, you get scholarship, because PhD is not without scholarship. So Indians are not understanding that when you go for higher education abroad, you should not go there to spend money, you should go there to earn money. And you should, every month you should save some money, because you are going with the scholarship and you are going those kind of courses. So don't go abroad in top universities like foolish people. Go abroad as a smart person and earn money. That is not that even if you have money, you should not waste it, because if you do some course with scholarship, then after that course you get good opportunities. So money is not required. That is another myth. And the fifth myth, and the most important, is your self-defeating attitude, self-defeating thoughts, that I cannot get admission in top universities as I am the ordinary student. That is a very, very common thinking in the minds of students. I am an ordinary student, I belong to this particular background, or my college is not very good, or I have not done extraordinary good project, I have not done internship, I do not know much about softwares, I do not have publications, so I am ordinary student and hence I may not get admission in these universities. That thing stops the students from India to apply in top universities and get admission. Let me summarize, friends. These are the 5 myths which stop students from getting into top schools, top universities abroad. And the moment you go to any universities in US, after a couple of years you realize that had you thought of applying in top university, you would have got it. So just remove these myths, be positive, and there are plethora of things which you have to do. The multitasking you have to do. You are at one point, at one side you have to clear some exams like IELTS or TOEFL or GRE. You have to mail professors, you have to get the professors, you have to catch professors on LinkedIn, you have to make very good cover letter, you have to make good letter of recommendations. So these are the things which you have to do, and if you do these activities, then I am very sure you are going to get admission in top university. That is how you have to plan your process for top universities. And if you remove these myths, you will get admission in top university. In case you seek any kind of guidance or advice from mentors of Fearpedia, you are most welcome. So all the very best. Remove this and go to the top universities abroad. Thank you.